Hi, fifth grade. I wanted to make this video to show you exactly how to log into the Amplify website. And I'm also going to read one of the books on here to you so that you don't have to read everything on your own. But of course, you're welcome to go back and look at it on your own after I do this read aloud. I hope everyone's having a great week, and I hope this video is helpful when you're trying to explore this website, because it might be a little confusing with just reading the directions. Okay, so in your search bar, you're just going to type in that link I put, which is www.learning.amplify.com. Oh, my cat's doing something really funny. But anyway, you're going to go here and type in that link. There it is, learning.amplify.com. And when you get to the page, it's going to look exactly like this. It's going to give you three options. And the option you choose is going to be login with Amplify. So you click that. The username is really easy. It's NYC, 5. And the password is all lowercase science. SCIENCE. So there's the username and the password. Log in, and it'll bring you to this page that says 5th grade NYC. And of course, we've been studying modeling matter. So if you're able to click on this, which for some reason I'm not able to click on it, which is fine. If you're able to click on this, go ahead and take a look through some of the things that they show on here. I did this with a student on the phone earlier, and they said they were able to click on it, but for some reason I'm not. If you click on these three bars right here in the corner, it will tell you that your name is probably a username similar to this. Maybe it's different. You can scroll down and access some of the apps that they offer on here, which Modeling Matter has some simulations you can play with to explore. And here is the library where I'm going to read you the book I talked about. Okay, so here is a different unit from what we're studying called Ecosystem Restoration. You don't need to look at that. Here is where you're going to look for books. Modeling Matter, right here. That's the Spanish version. And here's the book that I'm going to read to you right now. It's called Solving Dissolving. So you could click on that book and then click on Start Reading. You can also do this so that you can save it for later and go back to it easily. Here's where I'm going to start reading. Okay. This might be helpful if you can't access the website, because I'm actually just going to read everything here so that you have it just in case you can't access this on your own or you're having a hard time reading this book on your own. Okay. Right. My sister the detective. My sister Maya thinks she's a detective. She's always reading mystery books and pretending to solve cases. Maya can be annoying sometimes, but she's usually okay. I was taking care of Maya after school one day last week. Maya was bored. She started to get on my nerves. I had to find something to keep her busy, so I said, "Let's make lemonade." I picked a few lemons from our tree in the yard and cut them in half. Then Maya and I took turns squeezing out the juice. I got a big pitcher out of the cupboard, filled it halfway with cold water, then asked Maya, "What do you want to add first, the sugar or the lemon juice?" "Sugar first," Maya shouted. I found the sugar in the cupboard and let her scoop a few spoonfuls of sugar into the water. Then stir the mixture with a big spoon. A mystery. "We need to add more sugar," my sister told me. It disappeared. I looked at the water in the pitcher. She was right. You couldn't see the sugar anymore. The water looked clear. Still, I knew she had just added a whole bunch of sugar. And it couldn't have gone anywhere. I poured some of the water in the cup so Maya could taste it. She said, "Hey, it's sweet. Why can't I see the sugar?" I laughed and said, "It's a mystery, Maya, the mystery of the disappearing sugar. You found your first piece of evidence. That sweet flavor is a clue that the sugar must still be in the water, right?" "Maybe," said Maya, "but I need more evidence to be sure." Okay. More evidence. I had no idea how to prove to Maya that the sugar was still in the water. "I bet I can get the sugar back out of the water," I said. "How?" she asked. I held up the little cup of sugary water that Maya had tasted and said, "Let's leave this water on the windowsill for a while." "It's just going to dry up," she replied. "What good will that do?" "Well, if there's sugar in the cup, it should still be there after the water dries up. This way you'll be able to see the sugar if it's really still in the water. When detectives need more evidence, they investigate. That's exactly what we're going to do." Maya went over to the windowsill, watched the cup, waiting for the water to dry up. "It won't happen right away. You'll have to wait a few days. Why don't you just come finish making lemonade with me now?" So it shows each day. Doesn't really show too much in that picture. Maya got really into our investigation. She checked the cup every afternoon the rest of the week. Each day there was less and less water, but we still couldn't see any sugar. "Maybe you're wrong about the sugar still being there," Maya said. "Yesterday when we got home from school, she ran straight to the kitchen and checked the glass. 'Diego,' she shouted as she showed me a thin layer of solid sugar at the bottom of the glass. 'Look at this evidence. The sugar was still there.'" What is dissolving? Later, Maya sat down from me at the kitchen table, folded her arms across her chest. I felt like a suspect being questioned by a detective. "I still don't get it. If there's sugar in the lemonade, why can't I see it?" "Because it's dissolved," I said. "Huh?" Maya said. "I don't know what you're talking about." "It's like this," I started to explain. "When we stirred the sugar in the water, it spread evenly in the water. The sugar dissolved. That's why it looked invisible to us." "So what?" my sister replied. "I should still be able to see the sugar, even if it's spread out. I can't see this, can I?" She picked up a grain of sugar to show me that it was visible, even though it was tiny. "I know what you mean," I said, trying to come up with another way I could explain what happens when something dissolves. "But stirring the sugar breaks up the grains into smaller pieces, until the pieces are so tiny we can't see them, much tinier than 1 grain of sugar." I could tell she still wasn't getting it. To help Maya understand dissolving, I couldn't just tell her about it. I'd have to show her what was going on. But how could I show her with something too small to see? Well, this is why we make models, right? So that we can have a better explanation for things that we can't see. Using a model. Just then, I thought of my science book from last year, which is full of pictures of things too small to see. Molecules. They couldn't take photos of the actual molecules, but the book shows lots of models that help make molecules easier to think about and understand. What we needed was some models of molecules. I flipped through the book and found the right page. "I think this will help to explain what dissolving means," I told Maya. The pictures on the page showed models of molecules in lemonade. I pointed to the model of sugar molecule and explained this tiny piece of sugar grain broke down into things called molecules. Molecules are small. Even 1 grain of sugar is made of billions of trillions and trillions of them. Maya still looked confused. Maybe these models were too complicated for her. I needed to show her something simpler, so I'd have to draw my own model for her, which we've been practicing. So here's some pictures that Diego made. I'm just going to show you because I think these pictures are really cool. The water molecule is the triangle. The sugar is the hexagon that's purple. Okay, some things won't dissolve. I thought we were done talking about dissolving. But then this afternoon, Maya asked, Diego, do you remember Grandma's cinnamon lemon cookies? Sure, I said. Why? I was thinking about the yummy cinnamon and lemon taste together. Can we try adding cinnamon to the lemonade to see if it dissolves? Okay, I said. Why not? I had homework to do, but I decided this investigation couldn't hurt. I helped make a new batch of lemonade and got the cinnamon from the cardboard where we keep the spices. Cupboard. Maya added the cinnamon to her glass of lemonade and stirred it, the same way they stirred the sugar. The cinnamon won't dissolve, though. It just floated to the top of the water. I don't get it, she whined. Why does cinnamon not dissolve in lemonade? I looked at the cinnamon floating on Maya's lemonade. Well, I realized that I left an important piece of information out of the model. I said, getting the pencil and paper again. Okay, so here is the new model. Sugar dissolves in water because sugar molecules are attracted to water molecules. So kind of like what we talked about in 4th grade when we talked about the attraction of positive and negative poles. And we talked about electricity and magnetism. Same with molecules. So there are certain molecules that are attracted to each other and some that just aren't. So if you're thinking about sugar and water, these two molecules are highly attracted to each other, and that's why sugar dissolves in water. Cinnamon and water are not attracted to each other, so cinnamon does not dissolve in water, and that's what this model is showing. Okay, I'll let you guys take a look at that page. Okay. Solving the mystery. I feel kind of proud that my models helped Maya solve the mystery of the disappearing sugar. Now she knows when solid ingredients like sugar disappear in water, they don't go anywhere. They break down into molecules that are too small to see. The molecules spread out on the water as the water pulls them away from each other. This is dissolving. Case closed. That's what I thought anyway. After dinner, Maya went in the kitchen and found a whole bunch of cups lined up on the table. She was putting ingredients out of the cupboards. What are you up to? I asked. Hey, Diego, let's find out what else dissolves in water. Maybe I'll have you guys do something like this at home. And here are some of the things that you might want in the back of the book glossary. Okay. Have a great week, 5th grade.